Today we have our lower back release class using the core activation to help us release the muscles in the back. If you're feeling super tight in your back and hips, then I recommend starting with the previous session. It's about 10 to 12 minutes, a little bit of release and mobility, and then come back to this session. We're going to use a cup, a block, a book, or you can also just use your hands to help you find that core breath connection so that your muscles in the back can let go. Righties, so we are going to come to warm up in our 4-point kneeling. We'll take our knees just slightly wider than hips and hands under shoulders. And we'll begin with our cat-cow. Open the chest, deep breath in. And then round your spine up to the ceiling. Moving at your own pace. Inhale to stretch open and then exhale to curl. Begin to feel that lift of your lower abs to curl your spine and stretch through the back. A couple more. Pressing into pinky fingers, find ease at the shoulders. Let's go one more. Good, let's come to our thread the needle. So straight back. Lift the one hand to the ceiling, gaze up and thread under. Good, to feel that you press your hips back to get that stretch along the lower back and hips. Last one. And we'll bring it over to the other side. Open and stretch and thread under. Lovely, one more. Good. Let's bring it around to seated. And we're going to come to our back, so you can make your way down to your back. We'll start by placing your hands behind your knees, sitting up tall and gently curling it back. You're going to take your hands to your hips and lower abs, or you're going to grab onto your prop, placing it on top of your belly button. And that's going to give us feedback to make sure that you are drawing in and keeping your hips stable. So we're going to just start here with a couple of breaths. So I want you to feel that your hips are aligned and they're even with each other. So we don't want to be overly tucked or overly arched in the back. Find that sweet spot. Now we're going to bring your hands to your rib cage for your core breath, taking a deep breath in. Expand your rib cage to the side. And as you breathe out, wrap your rib cage into your body. You're trying to close your ribs. Inhale, expand the ribs to the side. Exhale, try to get your fingertips to come together. Continue. And as you breathe out here at the rib cage, I want you to feel your ribs start to go down to the ground. So your fingertips come together and your ribs at your back start to push into the mat. Adding on, I want you to feel by your cup, or if your hand's on your belly button, that your lower abs pull into your body and kind of like you're trying to zip up to your chest. So you don't want that cup to push out. You want it to pull into your body. So as you exhale, pull your cup towards your lower back. You're going to begin to feel this core activation here in the front, allowing those muscles in your back to release. Good. Now keeping with that breath, bring your hands to your hip bones again. And you're going to start to open one leg at a time. You're going to open the leg to the side, making sure your opposite hip doesn't lift off the ground. And then bring that leg in and go over to the other side. We open. And in. Pressing into the foot on the floor to keep that side down. And you're going to start to feel this lovely lower ab connection and activation. Inhale, open. Exhale, close. Let's go one more. Inhale, open. Exhale, close. Lovely. We're going to march those feet up. So as you exhale, first feel that core activation. Lift one foot off the ground. Lower it down and alternate. Always begin with core activation before your foot leaves the ground. And you'll feel it because your cup or your prop will stay stable. If it's wobbling around, it's a sign that you want to find more core activation first. Rest your shoulders on the mat, releasing your neck. And one more. Now we're all going to bring our legs into a tabletop position. And I want you to grab behind that knee so that you're holding your leg in a little bit, and then bring your second leg up, grab behind that knee. Righties. Lower back is lightly touching, so we don't want to push the lower back into the ground because now you're going to be collapsing your legs. So your legs are above your knees. Your knees are above your hips. Your lower back and ribs are down to the mat. Slide your hands now to the front of your legs. When you push your knees and hands into each other, you're going to feel your cup sink towards your back. So let's practice that. Exhale, press your knees and hands into each other. Pull your tummy muscles in. Release. Pressing into hands and knees. Release. Continue. If you feel your legs are coming in, you're pressing your legs towards you more than your hands away. So find 50-50 pressure. You want to feel your cup sink. And that is your core activating. One more. And hold. Working from the top down, lower one foot to try touch the mat. And lift, alternate. Don't worry if you don't touch the mat, your goal is to keep your cup steady. So if you're going too low, your back is going to lift, your ribs are going to flare, and you're going to lose your core activation. So I want you to feel your back staying on the ground as you tap your foot away from you. One more. Bring it in, hold it here. Squeeze your heels together and your knees as close together as you comfortably can hold. Then stretch your arms up to the ceiling. Final little bit of challenge. Taking your opposite arm and leg, stretching it away. Hold, keep your lower back and ribs to the mat. Bring it in, and other side. And in. As soon as you feel your back lifting off the ground, pull your leg in again. You want to feel strong and stable. Good. Last one. Bring it in and lower your feet down in line with your hips. Interlace your fingers, hands behind your head. And then just take a moment to rest here. Lift your elbows off the ground so that your rib cage is down to the mat. We're going to come into a chest lift. Take an exhale to curl up. Round your ribs into the mat. mat. Hold, inhale, and lower it down. Exhale to curl up. Hold for an inhale, and release. Bring your focus to the cup or the belly button. We want to make sure that when we curl up, we don't pop the cup up. You want to pull the cup in to your lower back. And so you might be wondering, okay, but where do I inhale? You inhale into the back of your rib cage. You're going to feel a little bit more rise in your curl, and then you release it. So you'll notice if you look at the screen, to keep your belly button in, you're lifting through the back of your chest as you inhale. Okay, let's go one more. Hold it. Good. Rotating. Rotate to me. Pressing into your opposite foot. Come back to center. Other side rotate. And center. Lift your top elbow to the ceiling. Good. And again, the goal is to keep that cup steady by pushing into your feet. If it's wobbling around, that's okay. You can always come back to this class. The more you practice, the stronger you'll feel. Lovely. Let's go one more time to each side. And last one. And center. And lower down. All right, let's rest everything. Take your block off or your cup. Lots of information in this class. This is what we do to learn how to find that core activation. One hand on your belly button, the other is in the center of your rib cage. All right, we're gonna roll it up. So curl your lower back to the mat, then start to lift your hips off the mat. Curling up to the tips of the shoulders. Hold, inhale. Roll it down, exhale. Continue to curl up and down. Exhale to roll up and down. Pause at the shoulders for an inhale. And so that core activation is when you curl up, your fingertips touch. Keep them together. That way you know core is active. As soon as they drift apart, you'll notice that my rib cage is flaring and all of the work is going into my back. So I want to keep my rib cage down, tuck my hips in, keep the fingertips touching so your core is active and your lower back isn't taking over. So curling it up, fingertips touch. Keep them touching as you get higher and higher up. Deep breath in. Curl it down. Let's go one more. I know my private clients, they absolutely love this connection of using the hands to feel the core. And release. Good. Let's just stretch through that lower back. Take your feet wide on the mat. And just rock those legs side to side in a windshield. Gently releasing and rolling out the lower back. Good. Let's roll over to the side of the body. We're going to work on that oblique at the top. So your arm is in line with your hip. Head is resting on your bicep. And you want to push this top leg away until you've got this small lift through the waist. And check that the rib cage isn't flaring. We're hugging it in. Bring your feet a little bit more forward so that you feel balanced. You're going to start by lifting and lowering the top leg. Keeping the lift through the side of the waist. You can always bring your hand there. Now, if this feels comfortable and stable, you're bringing both legs up. Keep your heels together Float both legs. Lower with control. You're going to begin to feel the oblique here in the waist working. Slide that top foot away a little bit more. Now, one thing I do notice in sessions is that a lot of people want to push their hips forward and squeeze their bum cheeks, and then it's going to go into that lower back. So I want to encourage you to press your hips back and pull your hip back a little bit more so that you're getting into the core here. And let's go 3. And 1. And release. Swing it over to the other side. So if you've noticed that your head is lifting with your bicep, that's another sign that you might be lifting up the legs too quickly or with not enough core connection. So I'm going to go through that on this side. Feet in front of your hips. Push that leg away. Lift the waist. Rib cage in. Lift and lower the top leg first. Making sure that you can feel this is stable. Good. Once you have that, bringing both legs up, controlling it on the way down. Bringing awareness to your head. If you're lifting and lowering, you might notice that the head is floating up and you're using all those muscles in your back. So you want to find that zipping up here of the core. Pull your legs up. Pull them down. The slower you go, the more challenge you're going to feel, the stronger you're going to feel. Let's go one more. Hold it. Press your top leg away a little bit more. And release. Fantastic. Rolling yourself over into prone position. Working through the mid-back muscles, which also help to support your lower back. Stack your hands one on top of the other. Rest your head on your hands. And zip up from your lower abs to your rib cage. Making sure you're not squeezing your bum, but you're activating through lower abs and core. Keep the lift of your belly button off the ground. Start to lift your head off your hands. And then lower it down. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. You want to start to feel it in the mid-back. Keep lifting through your belly button. Hold. So here we're going to hold. You're going to lift your belly button up a little bit more and keep your gaze down to the mat. As you inhale, lift your arms away from the ground. Bring it up to your forehead. Exhale, lower it down. Inhale, lift. Hold. Lower with control. You want to feel that you're lifting those lower abs up off the ground, supporting the back body. Feel that the work is happening in the mid-back. And one more. And lower. Release. Bring your hands under your shoulders and press back to a child's pose, stretching through your lower back. Round the spine up, lift the hips, open the chest. So now we're just starting to find a bit of a release here through the arms, and the lower back and hips. One more. And come all the way up, open the knees. Let's finish it off with thread the needle, just like we did at the start of class. A nice way to check in how things are feeling. Finding length back through your hips, all the way down to your head. One more. And over to the other side. Good. Start to notice if you feel more of a stretch now in your hips and back, now that the core is active. Last one. And then press your hips back, stretch through your arms, this side, rolling it up, stretch up through the arms, take it in, and release. Fantastic work. I hope that you were able to find a bit more core activation with that breath today, helping you to find some ease in that lower back and hips. If you find that after a few sessions you're needing more personalized guidance or feedback, I do also have private online sessions, so I will leave all of the details down in the description below. I hope you have an amazing day, and I will see you in our next session.